What's up, my writing weirdos? Hey, I am BC, and this is BC Brown Books, where we get weird about words in the ways that only writers can, by writing them. And it is Camp Nanowrimo time. So I am doing my very first pop-up live stream for Camp Nanowrimo so that we can crush our words and really make this month our bitch as far as writing. So if you happen to be new to my channel, I am a hybrid published author of 8 titles, and I also post how-to videos on writing, publishing, and marketing every Monday and Wednesday, and routinely. Yeah, well, if you can't tell, I'm heavily caffeinated and sleep deprived at the moment. So, I'm going to screw up my words a lot apparently today when I speak, but that's okay. As long as I don't screw up my words while I'm writing, it's all good. So what I was saying is that I routinely post and do live streams on Fridays from 3:30 till 5:30 p.m. Eastern time, but during Camp Nanowrimo, it is special time where I pop up randomly and just do all sorts of different live streams so that we can get as much word productivity, word count going as possible. So I want to welcome everybody that is here with me right now. I've already got Clara Applefire that's here and waiting and ready to go. Clara was on with me last night too when I had my insomnia pop-up, because that happens on a fairly regular basis anymore, it seems like. And I am really glad to have you back, Clara. Jeannie is here and already smashing my like button. Thank you so much. That's really important that the like button gets smashed, not only for my channel, because let's face it, it does help my channel, but more importantly, it helps my channel get recommended to others that are looking to join the AuthorTube community. And this is such an amazing community that I want to draw everybody in, and I want everybody to be our friends, and I want everybody to do as much with their writing as possible. So looks like Clara says, yep, just waiting for the stream to start. So stream is started and we are ready to go. Hey, RK, how you doing? Good to see you here. Lauren, always good to see you. How long is this going on for? Because I have mom stuff, but I need Camp Nano words too. I am doing 4 whole hours today, Lauren. So you got plenty of time to be able to do your Nano stuff and do your mom stuff at the same time. Aw, I love you too. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. People saying hey to each other, and Kat is here. Hey, good to see you, Kat. I'm glad that you're on Yep, can't talk today. Like I said, both sleep deprived. I was up till about 5:15, 5:30 this morning. After I did my pop-up stream last night, laid down, just could not get to sleep. It was probably the caffeine that I had, because we had like a little mini cookout yesterday. And it was probably the caffeine that I had just kind of late in the day. Plus I was running around trying to like take care of my niece's dogs while she's out of town and make sure that they were good with all the fireworks and that all of our animals were good with all the fireworks. And then I was just kind of more or less thinking about this chapter of my story, my climax chapter of my story, and it was bugging me last night, and I was tossing and turning, so I decided to do a pop-up insomnia stream. I was on that for about 3.5 hours almost, and then, which I got words done. I wasn't hugely productive, but I did get a little over 2,000 words done during that stream, so I was pretty happy. So I've got 2,000 words in for the day, but I am ready to write some more because I've had so much caffeine. Let's see. Hashtag Lauren says, Mom life. I'm about to have to leave and go feed and bathe the kiddo, let him wind down with cartoons before bedtime, not sure long. That's okay. You can be here for as long as you need to. Hopefully it's easy for you to do the whole bathing and feeding and bedding and all that stuff, for your kiddo. I know it can be, a real trying thing for a lot of kids. My niece was really amazing at bedtime, but my nephew was a nightmare. So I know it can be vastly different for every kid's personality. Jeannie is wanting to do too many things at once. Guess I'll toy with my website right now. That's good though, Jeannie. You've got a lot going on with that website. So RK, on my core workout of the day with my stream on in the background. Thank you so much, RK. I appreciate it. I am sure sometime during this 4 hours that I will be streaming today, although let's face it, knowing me, I could probably go longer. But during the 4 hours that I'm streaming today, I'm sure I'm going to have to get on my little pedal power under my desk and get that going And I might pull it out from underneath my desk so I can really get the pedal power going, because under my desk I have to be careful or else I bump my desk and then everything shakes and it's all crazy. Alley Cat has been doing so many streams today, still going strong. I am glad to hear that, Alley Cat. That is fantastic. That I love that there are so many streams going on today. When I had planned this initially, there weren't too many other ones that I knew of at the time, but I am so happy that there are so many more that people can tune into and not have to rely on just 1 or 2 or 3 that are hit or miss on the weekends. Because Camp Nano, it's really important that we just, we really double down and focus on our words. So Lauren telling Arcade to get those abs. I am so lazy when it comes to my abs. I'm so lazy when it comes to my core workout. And it is the area that you can tell that I am laziest about on my body. But my legs are killing it. My legs are killing it. My arms are pretty damn good. But gotta do more on my core. Gotta do more on my core. I'm trying, Lauren. Not afraid to use my body to sell books. That's actually funny. I used to joke about that. When I would go to different conventions and stuff like that, a friend of mine would go to the same conventions with me, wrote in generally the same, just as charismatic as I am, actually more charismatic than I am, far more intelligent than I am, and way better at conversation. And we used to joke that he couldn't figure out why my books were selling way faster than everybody else's books, than his books specifically. And I just looked at him and said, "They're called boobs. That's what it is. It helps. It does help. I am not ashamed to use all my assets in order to help me sell books." So Alley Cat said this is the 10th stream for today. Cool. Yes, there is a live stream relay that is going on right now between the fantastic Dana Gollin, Cache Warren, Carol Brown, Tamara Woods, Becca C. Smith, I think, is part of it as well. There's a whole bunch of there's a 10K relay going on today where they're just trading off on channels. And I think it is such a cool thing. In all honesty, I will probably end up joining that relay after my stream and popping into the chat. I popped into some of the chat a little bit earlier on one of the streams and hit the like button, but I was more or less lurking in the background because I had just a bunch of stuff to do this morning that I had to get out of the way before this stream. But now the rest of my day is clear to write. So I'm super excited about that. Cat got home from work not long ago, so cooling down from walk home and then going to get writing. I bet your brain is really churning. If you walked home from work, then I bet your brain has a good time to think and get your blood pumping and get your brain going, get all oxygenated. And so that'll be really cool. Alley Cat can't type. Might be going strong, but my brain might be going crazy, but it's fine. I'm going to try and get at least 5K today. I don't blame you. I am going to try to knock out another 1,000 words in these 4 hours. I think I can do it. I did 3.5 hours last night and did 2,000 words. But I don't like to put too much overall emphasis on my word count at the beginning of a stream, because if I do, then I psych myself out. And then I feel really crappy if for some reason I struggle and I'm only pulling 100 words a sprint. I should be grateful for the 100 words a sprint. That's just all, what it is. It's the boobs. Yep, boobs sell, hashtag boobs sell books. Just, it helps. It really does help. So, anything and everything I can do to get people's attention. I have stood on tables. I have done handsprings down aisleways to lead people back to my booth. I have sung karaoke at the top of my lungs from the top of my table. I have, of course, done cosplay. Anything I can do to get people's attention. I have a big wheel that people can spin at my booth, and they can spin it just for fun, and they usually get candy or some little weird tchotchke just for spinning the wheel. But if they buy a book, then they get to spin. They get to spin the wheel, and they get to do something special for spinning the wheel. And they usually get something extra. So Lauren is trying to knock out 5K tonight. I think we can do it. Alley Cat is already at 2,277 words for the day, and it's 2:08 p.m. their time. I think they said they think they can do it. We'll see. Thank you for wishing me luck. I appreciate it. It is just about 10 after 1 my time right now, so I am pretty sure I can knock out these 1,000 words that I want to do, and that actually takes me up to my minimum Camp Nano word count goal. So I had 2 word count goals. I had a maximum of 10,000 that I wanted to do, which is about 3 chapters worth of stuff. That would basically be my climactic chapter, and 2 chapters to follow up, which would be my falling action and then my epilogue to kind of clean things up. So that was like the max that I wanted to do for Camp Nano this month, and but my minimum that I wanted to do was 3,000 words, which is basically a chapter for me. So wanted to do, that's what I, was trying to do. And that's what I think I'm going to be able to knock out today. Just in today, I'm going to be able to knock out the 3,000 words. I'm pretty sure. Shout out to Boobs Dude. Clara is sitting at 900 words today, but it's only 6 a.m. for you. Wow. Okay. Yeah, so you have the whole day ahead of you that you can go ahead and get more words in. So that's really cool. Lauren is reaching for the sky. If I actually make it, I can be like, dang, I got a lot done today. I like those days. That's how I felt last night. During the pop-up insomnia stream last night, I was struggling with the words a little bit. They're just not, let's just say they're not my prettiest words. They were flowing okay, but they are not my prettiest words, that's for sure. But that's what second drafts are for, and that's what edits are for, and revisions, and critique partners, and beta readers, and alpha readers, and all of those editors, and that's what all of that stuff is for later, is making them pretty. Right now, it's just getting them out of my head and onto a piece of paper. That's the important thing. Speaking of getting words out of our heads and onto a piece of paper, how does everybody feel about doing a sprint? Because I feel pretty good. I feel really good about doing a sprint. I'm going to drink some more caffeine. Iced tea. Yummy, yummy. Okay, so let's say for our first sprint. Actually, what I want everybody to do real quick is I want everybody to take a minute and stretch, because it sounds like a lot of you have been doing the relay already today and have been just pounding out the words, or you've already had long days and it's like the end of the day and you're winding down with kiddos and you're working on your abs or whatever. I mean, RK, you're already rocking it. You don't have to do your stretches until you're ready to do your cool down, but I want everybody to go ahead and just like stretch it out real quick. Just give your hands a nice stretch. Give your arms a nice stretch. I'm not going to start like a timer for it or anything like that. Just, just roll your shoulders a little forward and back and maybe dip your head a little. Just a nice little stretch just to kind of get yourselves going. Not a long day for Clara yet. It's a very early day for Clara already. So, but long day for some of the rest of us. Yeah, definitely not for you. But the stretches will be good to help warm you up and get you woken up a little bit more. So Lauren is headed off to feed the kiddo. Okay. All right. Once the bedtime rituals are done, we will see you back. All right. RK is already stretching. So Lauren says I have to write an interaction with my villain and like he sucks. And of course no one wants to talk to him. So yeah, I know how that is. My villain is complicated with this particular story because my villain is my villain, but then there's a supporting character who's villainous, but not quite a villain. And so there's complicatedness all the way around. Trying to rock these obliques now. All right, some nice stretches. I can be really terrible about not doing my stretches and not doing stuff like that as I'm writing. All right, now that we got some stretches out of the way, just to do some general loosening up and make sure we're all good to go, get those fingers ready, yeah, la 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 la. Then let's go ahead and do a 20-minute sprint. All right, this is a 20-minute sprint. I don't like that. I like that better. Yeah, because what's more important is the sprint, not me. All right, so we will get going. Sprint. All right, that is the end of that sprint. Tell me how everybody did. Let me know also what you're working on. I am working on my Camp Nano project, which is tentatively titled Sight Unknown. It is my third book in my paranormal mystery series. I have the first two books that are already out. They look like this and this. This is the first book, A Touch of Darkness, the second book, A Touch of Madness, and the third book in the series will be called A Sight Unknown. So that is what I am working on. They are, like I said, paranormal mysteries. And I was right last night during my stream. I actually let off at a really good place that it was really easy to just slip right back into the narrative today. So I was pretty excited about that. So I got 360, So I got 365 words done, and not feeling too shabby for a starting sprint, that is for sure. It looks like Eva is here. Good to see you, Eva. I wish it was almost bedtime here too. Like I said, I am slightly sleep deprived, so I could probably go for some sleep. I could go for some sleep, as a matter of fact. I know I could. But that's okay, because I'm going to get some words done instead, and I'm going to get some work done, and then later I'll be able to sleep. So everybody let me know what you are working on. And of course, if you want some more buddies on the NaNoWriMo website, then you can always check me out. I am, of course, BC Brown Books, pretty much everywhere you want to look for me at. So you can find me there. I think I have my link down below for my Nano. I think I have my Nano link down below, but I'm not entirely sure. I know my Patreon's down there. I know my merchandise store is down there. I know all of my recording equipment and my Forever Home Friends affiliate link. All of that stuff is down there. But I think my Nano link is down there too, along with all my social medias. So, hey, Lady Lazarus, good to see you. Glad that you popped in. I don't blame you for trying to get to all the write-ins today, but we are lousy with write-ins, and it is amazing. I love it today. Love it, love it, love it. So Kat is getting themselves around and made themselves a list of what they need to do today in general. That is a good thing to do. That is a good thing to do. Clara got 388 words. Don't say only. I know you got distracted, but it's okay. It's perfectly fine to get distracted. 388 words is a very respectable number of words. I didn't get distracted at all. I only got 365 words. So you're doing pretty good. Alley Cat got 382 of editing the novel and draft for the camp project, which is really cool. So this is only my second Camp Nano that I've done. I've done Nano every year, but this is only my second Camp Nano that I've done. And it's interesting to me. I really, really am enjoying the camps because we can we can set our own goals, and we don't have to feel like we're pressured into writing a brand new project. We can work on existing projects. I got like hair all flying in my face and all doing weird stuff. We can work on existing projects. We can do editing. We can come up with something totally new. We can piecemeal stuff and put like 2 or 3 different projects. I think that's what I'm really, really digging about Camp Nano versus just NaNoWriMo every November. I always feel like incredible pressure to come up with a new project for NaNoWriMo. I know I don't have to. I know it could be an existing project just as long as I do 50,000 words on it. But I always feel like I'm immensely pressured to do a new project. Whereas now for camp, which I failed miserably at April's camp, but that's neither here nor there. I just wasn't prepared. I wasn't prepared in time for it, and we were house hunting, and it was just bad timing in general for me to try and do it. But for this camp, I was way better prepared, knew exactly what I wanted to work on, and knew how to position myself for the camp. So Claire says that they also prefer camp. It's easier to rewrite, edit, work on new projects. So much easier than Nano. I agree. Yay! Alley Cat just finished a chapter. Congratulations. That is so cool. So that is what I am working on, is finishing this chapter for Camp Nano. And I set my bar really low for this particular camp because, one, I failed miserably. I set my bar really high for my first Camp Nanowrimo and failed. And I didn't fail entirely. I did get some words done, but I wasn't nearly as productive as I wanted to be. So I set my bar lower, but with more difficulty behind it, because I'm trying to write straight through without skipping any scenes. So that's hard for me, because usually on first drafts, if I'm struggling with something or the words are just having a difficult time, I totally give myself permission. I just skip right over it. I insert a little note and say, come back to this later. This is what needs to happen here. And then I go on to the next scene, or I go on to what's easier for me to be able to write, which I'm not letting myself do that for this particular camp. Lady Lazarus also feels that camp is less stressful somehow. Reminds me of Inktober too. I'm never prepared enough, but I feel this year's Camp Nano is very active and motivating and fun. So I only just became familiar with Inktober, and I'm kind of thinking I might do it this year. I started learning how to draw last September, and teaching myself basically how to draw, and I stumbled on Inktober like immediately, but I was in no way prepared to be able to do it. I was only just barely able to draw more than a stick figure at that point. And so I wanted to do it really badly. And so I've been preparing kind of to do it this year. So I'm hoping I'll be able to do Inktober this year. But October is also prep for Nano, and trying to do that in Inktober at the same time, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do, but we'll see. We will see, won't we? Alley Cat is on to chapter 4 now and agrees the camp is easier for sure. Allie set their bar kind of low too. It's only at 10K. Might raise it a bit since I'm halfway there. I don't blame you. Like I said, I set myself for a max of 10,000 and for a minimum of 3,000. I'm almost to 3,000. So I'm obviously going to crush my minimum goal. And I will probably, before the end of the month, hit 10,000. I mean, it's not unlikely for me to hit 10,000 in a month pretty easily anyway, at least normally. So we'll see. I don't know. We'll see. Lady Lazarus is working on a short story written from a perspective of an 1890s Victorian lady who is writing a journal to leave a legacy as a monster hunter currently. That's kind of cool. I like that. It's got like kind of a Dracula vibe to it, how Dracula was written initially as diary entries. So I really liked how that was written. Kat does alternative October and uses prompts for writing, but I never get the list done in time. Yeah, I don't know. I usually get my October prep work for Nano done in plenty of time. I actually kind of started in September, so that I know I've got everything done and ready and prepared. But and I may even start my Nano prep even earlier this year so that I can do Inktober, and maybe I can use Inktober as a combination of writing prompts and art prompts. Maybe I can figure out how to do that as well. So speaking of writing prompts, let's do another sprint, because we can. I'm probably going to be hitting the sprints pretty hard and fast, as you can probably see at this time. I really, really, really want to get this chapter done, and I want to be as productive as possible during the stream today. Hey, Weirdo Rights, good to see you. I'm glad you're back today. Saw you last night for a little bit, so I hope you got some good sleep and, had a good night and everything. I eventually did crash and go to sleep for at least a couple of hours. It just wasn't nearly enough hours, hence my sleep deprivation of today and my highly caffeinated status. But it's okay. It's all good. I have written with way less sleep in my system and way more caffeine in my system than what I'm working on today. So let's go ahead and do another sprint. Let's get this restarted. I don't know. Everybody good with 20 minutes, or do we want to try something a little bit longer? Let me know in the chat how you feel about maybe doing like a 25-minute sprint, or something like that. Or if you're totally comfortable with 20 minutes, we can do 20 minutes again. I am usually a 15 to 20 minute kind of person. Those are the sprints that I really like, but I can do longer, obviously. But I know a lot of people enjoy like 25-minute sprints or even 30-minute sprints, which that might be getting a little long for me because I have ADHD, and being able to focus on something for 30 minutes, I don't know. That would be a true test because I'm not medicated. So I'm not medicated for my ADHD. So it'd be a true test to see if I can actually hone in on focus on something for a solid 30 minutes. Because even when I'm drawing, I let my mind wander a lot. So, Weirdo Wright says 25 sounds okay. And Andrew T is here. What's up, Andrew T? Good to see you. And he wants to try for 25 as well. Alley Cat is good with whatever. Gonna grab a late lunch and we'll be back. We will see you shortly. Enjoy your lunch. Nom nom. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Ooh, better days are here is here. Better days are here is here. That was funny to say. It's not really all that funny to say, but it was funny for me to say. So good to see you. I saw you last night for a little bit on my stream, and then later on Dick's stream for just a bit, for just a hot minute. So good to see you. We are getting ready to do our second sprint, and we are going to do a 25-minute sprint this time. So let me go and find a 25-minute timer. That will be cool to use. If I can get my computer to be faster than it currently is wanting to be. And I know it's just a matter of because I have multiple screens, and so I know it's just a matter of the extra screen and like the delay in the relay between the connector between the screens. I know what it is, but it doesn't mean it's not annoying. That's a 20-minute timer. That's a 15-minute timer. Oh, and then it's like a 4-hour timer. Okay, no, don't want that. All right, here we go. 25-minute timer. Get it set and ready to go. So Weirdo Writes and Better Days Are Here and Andrew T. Let me know what you're working on. If you're working on your Camp Nano project, or if you're just writing in general, what your Camp Nano project is. I was telling everybody that if you want to find me, of course, on Nano's website, then you are more than welcome to find me. I am, of course, BC Brown Books, where I am pretty much on all the social medias. So you can find me there. I love having friends on the NaNoWriMo website. To me, it actually makes it a little more like AuthorTube that way. I wish they hadn't gotten rid of the cabins. Everybody said that they had cabins and that those cabins were really awesome because you got to meet like a whole bunch of new people. And they just don't, I guess they just don't have them anymore, which seems kind of silly to me. That's half the point of Nano, is not just like getting stuff done, but actually like being social with other writers and doing stuff like that. Okay, so we are going to do 25 minutes on the clock, and we are going to get going in 3, 2, 1, sprint. All right. So that is the end of our 25-minute sprint. Let me know how you did over in the comments. And I struggled a little bit. Mainly I struggled with trying not to be repetitive in my description. This time around, I got 436 words in that sprint, so I'm not sniffing at it. I'm not upset in any way, shape, or form, but I wished I hadn't struggled so much with the description. I just kept using the same words over and over and over again. Obviously, in my story, there is the protagonist has the ability to be able to see and speak with the dead, and she has full necromantic ability, even though she mostly uses it as a medium type of. That's basically what she uses. So she has this power and this energy that she can manipulate in order to do things, but I had I keep using the same word energy over and over again because it's all energy that she's manipulating, or that is a ghost or a spirit or whatever. And so I keep using that same word, and it's just bugging me. And I know I'll fix it later, but it's just bugging me. So I kept tripping over it this time. So Kat agreed that the cabins were fun, that it gave new people to talk with. Yeah, see, I was looking forward to them because everybody kept saying how fun the cabins were, that you got grouped in with people that you didn't know already, you weren't already friends with, and that it was a lot of fun. But Lady Lazarus says that there are writers groups now instead of cabins, and they're basically like the cabins, but I can choose which one I like the best for myself. Currently in one that's very active and supportive. Well, let me know what one you're in, Lady Lazarus, because I am having a hard time finding a group. And I would like to have a group. I'd like to meet some more people on the Nano website. Ooh, Weirdo Writes, awesome. Hit the magic number of 12,345. Love it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alley Cat has been eating some lunch. On this next sprint, I might grab myself something to eat. I grabbed myself something to eat right before the stream started, but I'm starting to feel like, because we're like an hour and 15 minutes into it, and my tummy is still rumbling just a little bit, so I think I might have to grab something real quick, a brownie or something. That is your overall word count. It's nice. It's like Dick says, it is a nice overall word count. By the way, hey, Dick, good to see you. Hopefully your day at the pool went well and you enjoyed yourself. Better days are here. Got 350 words this time. Whoop. Clara got 193 words, but finished a chapter, which is why they started reading halfway through. That's perfectly acceptable. 193 words. Then finished up a chapter, you're at a good stopping point, and then you can pick something up and do something for fun if you want, which is nice. Oh, Jeannie, why are you doing that to yourself? Decided to overhaul the entire website, taking time away from writing? You've been working on that website for forever, it feels like. And now you're just gonna overhaul the whole thing? Oy, okay. Also distracted by potatoes. I'm hoping those are in the form of a French fry, and that's why you're distracted by potatoes. Or mashed potatoes with some wonderful yummy gravy or something like that. Dick is editing and must have muted this tab one sprint prior, though. That's okay. That is okay. I understand. I do that sometimes where I'll mute the stream that I'm on because I'm watching another stream at the same time, trying to give support to both and be in both of the chats at the same time. But I'll mute one because the other one is talking. And I'm following a conversation in that one or following what's going on the screen, and then totally forget to unmute the other one. And then I'm like, oh crap, now that sprint was finished up and now it's all, So Alley Cat says the cabins were fun and they miss them. One of the author tubers made a Facebook page for our own cabins since they don't have them anymore. That's cool. That is cool. Like I said, I am currently looking for a group on Nano. If you know any good groups and you want to drop your group name or your Facebook group link or whatever to it. I'm not even really sure how to go about getting like invited to one of those things or joining a group, because I've never done it before as far as the camps go. So I've never joined a group in general. I've always been like just kind of solitary in my Nano experience. I mean, I've always had buddies and stuff like that, but I've usually been pretty solitary unless it's been an in-person group that I get together with. And I usually already know those people most of the time. Hash browns, I see. I could get distracted by some hash browns. I'm more distracted by French fries or tater tots than hash browns, but I am hungry enough to want some hash browns, so I could get distracted. Kat is about to stream hop. Where are you gonna hop over to, Kat? Who's next? Are you going over to the 10K relay? Because that would be cool. Dick didn't get to arrive at the pool. Got a little too cloudy while heading in the direction, so went for the hills. Oh, okay. All right. We don't have cloud issues. It's the middle of summer, so no real cloud issues going on here. I wish I could go to the pool at the moment, but the pools are public, and we're restricting where we go as far as the public, just because Arizona has become like the #1 hotspot for the virus in the entire nation right now, which really, really sucks, because we could have avoided it because we were actually doing pretty well, and then we opened up and that became a big problem. So, all right, let's do another sprint. And we're going to go back and we're going to do 20 minutes this time for the sprint. Or maybe we'll do, you know what, since I'm going to grab some food, we'll just do a 15-minute sprint this time. And then that way, that gives me enough time to grab from I can't talk, to grab some quick food and get it all shoved in my face and not take up too much time with it that way. Kat, between me and Cordy, okay, might have to add the relay to my stream hopping. I didn't realize that Cordy was going to be streaming today. So Cordy starts at the 30 mark. Okay, cool. Didn't know that she was going to be streaming today, but Cordy is way more random with her streams than usually I am. Well, I take that back, because I'm pretty random with my streams too. I just have one that's dedicated every week, whereas Cordy is very random with all of her streams. But I love her streams because she's really funny. So let's try for a 15-minute sprint this time around. If I can get it to, I can get my computer to cooperate with me. So for those of you that didn't know, I'm in a very sing-songy mood because AuthorTube Karaoke is coming up on July the 11th from 4 until 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And I host that on my channel, and I'm super excited about it because I always love AuthorTube Karaoke. I've been enjoying it since I did it once as a lark, and then everybody really loved it, and I really loved doing it. So I've been all sing-songy since then. I'm just like la 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 for everything. Andrew T says, I think I'm giving Edward Bowen-Leighton a run for his money. Honestly, my work is some of the worst prose ever penned. I doubt it, Andrew. I doubt it. We all think that way. We all think that our writing is absolutely terrible. And then, you know, that one, even if it is bad writing to begin with, you can always edit bad writing. You can't edit no writing. And so you're already doing better. And if you go one step further and make sure that you actually revise things, then you're doing even better. So I doubt it's as bad as you think it is. All right, so let's do this 15-minute sprint. And we will get started for And that was the end of 15 minutes. And like I said, I spent the entire time feeding myself at that point. How did everybody else do during the sprint, though? I'm sure not everybody fed themselves like I did. I basically just like plowed through a couple of leftover ears of corn on the cob that we had from our cookout yesterday for the 4th of July. Good to see you, Ed Weird World. So glad that you're tuned in. Camp is going pretty well. I am on my way to my minimal goal count, which was 3,000 words, which puts me a good chunk into my maximum word count, which is 10,000 words. So it's going pretty well for me. Hopefully for everybody else too. See, Andrew, yes, you can. It's definitely better to write badly than to not write at all. Dick, don't even joke around. Don't even joke around. That's terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Weirdo Writes got 180 words done during that sprint, which is a good amount of words. I was hoping that I would be able to get at least a couple of words in during the sprint, but of course, if you've ever had corn on the cob, then you know you have to turn around and floss immediately after and like brush your teeth immediately after. So I had to eat, brush my teeth, and floss all in the 15 minutes, which I say I did pretty well because I came back with like a minute and a half to spare. So Clara did 241 words, found it slightly difficult to start the chapter, but okay, at this point, I'm just making up excuses. Totally understand where you're at. I kept making excuses during this chapter the whole time, been like, I don't know how to start it. I don't know how to get it transition it from this scene to this scene without like just skipping it and figuring it out later. And I was just making excuses. That's just all there was to it. I was making excuses. Alley Cat did 116 words as they finished lunch. Good for you. So I had my snack and that's all I was able to do. So you were able to finish lunch and still get some writing done. Of course, I couldn't really write with corn on the cob. You know, it's like all buttery, gooey on your hands and everything. So I wasn't going to type anything because I don't have little corn on the cob sticker thingies. Andrew T did pretty good, wrote down around 140 words. These sprints are a lifesaver. I agree. I write way more during the sprints now than I write just standard. You know, not just during my own sprint, but not just during my own sprints, but during other people's streams as well and their sprints that they have. Ed Weird got 534 words, rocking it for that sprint. That was a lot of words for 15 minutes. Also listen to music while writing for the first time in a while, and it had me all fired up. I can get it then. I get it. I'm not a music listener. I'm not a music listener when I type, mainly because I have to focus really hard because of my hearing issues. So I have to focus really hard on listening to music or writing. I can kind of put a movie on that I've seen a bajillion times in the background and have that going, and I can catch snippets of the soundtrack, catch snippets of the dialogue and stuff like that. And I usually use it as a way to reset my brain for a moment when I'm thinking in between things. Plus I can use it to influence my mood too, based on the movie and that I pick and what's going on in the movie. But I know a lot of people do that with music. I just can't do it with music because I want to concentrate on the music so hard, and I want to concentrate on the lyrics that I end up concentrating on it so hard that I don't get any writing done. Yes, definitely difficult to type with messy food. That is for sure. And corn on the cob is about pretty much the messiest food I think there is. It's like just incredibly messy food. Andrew T also can't do music when typing. So, yeah, I could probably put on some classical music in the background, but again, I'd still be concentrating just because of my hearing difficulties. So I'd still end up being or I could put on something that was instrumental. The only thing I know that I can put on in the background and have no difficulty with I can put on Native American flutes. So I can put on that sound and not have any problem with it distracting me or anything like that. Or I can put on Tibetan singing bowls. Those two things, for some reason, I can hear them really well. I don't have too many issues with trying to follow them because they're all, it's all pretty tonal and it stays relatively the same melody the entire time through. And I don't have to concentrate. So I can do those two things if I wanted to do music, but for the most part, I just don't bother. Had Weird World. I also just generally think and type fast, but nothing above C quality comes out from my zero draft. Lately, music has been too distracting for me, but my character is influenced by a certain musician. I know a lot of people that music influences the story or influences the character, so they need the music to keep going with it. Clara Applefire, I agree about the sprints, helps a lot, and it helps. I write so much during them that hopefully the mini sprints today will get me to my 10K goal today. I'm hoping to get you to your 10K goal as well. And since you're starting bright and early in the morning, I have a feeling that you're going to be able to rock it out. Just like absolutely crush the words today. I'm hoping that I can finish this chapter. That's what I'm hoping, because I'm literally right. Like the protagonist and the antagonist are like duking it out. Are just absolutely duking it out. Mongolian throat singing. No, I don't. I can't say I have ever actually listened to Mongolian throat singing. But I'll give it a shot sometime. It might be in my hearing loss range though. So you never know. I never know though. I get surprised with things. I really didn't think I'd be able to hear Tibetan singing bowls either. But I can hear them without too many issues. I can hear them without too many issues. Let's say we do another 20-minute sprint. I don't know how that sounds with everybody, but I was wanting to change up the sprints from time to time. Normally, I just tend to do the same one over and over again, but I thought about changing them up a little bit. And then this time around, I'm probably gonna write. I can definitely listen to, or I can definitely write while during this sprint. But I was actually also thinking, because I just got Story Genius from Amazon, and I was pretty excited about cracking it open and getting it done and seeing what all genius stuff it has to offer me. If I could just sleep on it and absorb all the information, that would be so amazing. But I've heard this book talked about a good deal by a lot of author tubers that have read it and used it, and it's all about outlining books and doing stuff like that, which I am getting ready to outline the 4th book in the paranormal mystery series that I'm currently writing the 3rd book. So I'm getting ready to outline the 4th book. And so I was wanting to read this before I finish this first draft, and start on the 2nd draft so I can start outlining the first draft of the 4th book. So I'm trying not to read this during the sprints. I'm trying to write and not read this during the sprints. We will see how well I do. I don't do well with new things. When I get new things, it's all shiny and new, and I really, really, really want to try it out and learn new stuff. Andrew T. The only thing that I can manage to listen to while working is white noise. Tried to do music in the past, but feel like my writing starts becoming more akin to rapping. Even if I could hear it and I wasn't really focused on it too much, the problem becomes the music just influencing me too much. And since I can't, I guess I could create a soundtrack while I'm outlining a book, and I could create an all instrumental soundtrack while I'm outlining a book and then play it, and then I know when my mood should shift and my mood should change based on my outline for my writing. But I have a feeling that my pace, like my actual ability to write to the speed of the music, will not catch up, and I just have to be pausing the music all the time or going back and replaying the music. I don't know. Andrew T just ordered the book too. Can't wait. Well, I will, if I start reading it, which I probably will here like tonight. And so I may have to do like an AuthorTube, BookTube review of the book and see how it shapes up. It looks really good. And I am really big about outlining. So learning kind of the science behind outlining will be, that'll be kind of cool, and seeing how I can just better my outlining, I'm all game for. Ed Weird can only stick around for half of the sprint. No problem. I appreciate you popping in for as long as you could. Hopefully you do. You get a chance to pop in more in the future. I'd love to have you. So let's go ahead and do another 20-minute sprint. I kind of want to find a different timer this time. Maybe I can find something a little different looking. I could use one of Cecile Runo's timers, which I absolutely love, but I feel like I use her timers all the time, which I'm sure she's not complaining with getting the watch time, but I wanted to change it up just a little bit and try something a little different. Let's not do that one because it says it has an alarm clock sound at the end of it. So we will do this one. I think it has an alarm clock at the end of it too, but I think it's a beeping alarm clock, not like a ringing alarm clock. Oops. It got started without me. Stop. Oh no, dead air. Ah! And this stupid thing just keeps starting without me. That's annoying me. Okay. Now we can do this. All right, 20 minutes on the clock. We will get started in 3, 2, 1, sprint. All right. How did everybody do on that sprint? I struggled on that one. I don't know if it's because I suddenly got a little bit sleepy because I had eaten, or if I don't know. I don't know. But I only managed to, in that 20 minutes, I only managed to pull out 174 words. Granted, I'm not, again, okay, I guess I shouldn't use the word only. It was a lesser number than what I'm used to doing, fewer words than what I'm used to doing, but it's still 174 words. So I should be very happy there. Clara is eating some breakfast for this sprint because it's almost 8 o'clock in the morning for her. I don't blame you. I would be eating some breakfast too. Lady Lazarus managed to reach 9,000 gold before midnight her time. Awesome. I'm so happy. I'm so proud of my writing weirdo. Hey, Anna, good to see you. Trying to outline a stubborn novel, huh? That is the current novel that I am working on. Talk about a stubborn novel. I have outlined it, re-outlined it, written it, rewritten it, re-outlined it some more, gone back and scrapped it all, rewritten it, re-outlined it. I mean, it's been terrible. It's the bane of my existence, but this book has to be written because it's the third book in the series and it's necessary because I have books 4 and 5 lined up on deck, ready to be outlined to go. So I don't have a choice. Plus, it's also a passion project for me. So I want to write this book. I think it's because it is, actually, I know it's because it is a passion project for me that's why it's problematic. Let me see here. Dick thinks he did it. He thinks he finished his first story. Really? Wait. Is this the short story that you've been working on, or is this the novel that you were working on? I don't know which one it was. Andrew T. also struggled on that one, but got 168 words. Still 168 words more than you had. Just like mine's 174 more words than I had. We could struggle. It's okay. It is okay. Eva congratulating Dick. Dick saying thanks and hello. Yeah, I need to know, is this a short story? Is this the one that you were talking about with the cat? Or is this different? I'm curious now. I need to know. I need to know. Tell me, Dick. I need to know. Oh, okay. Yeah, he told me. Yeah, the short story. Okay. Okay. I might be sleep deprived, but I'm also highly caffeinated, so there will be random outbursts like that from time to time. So that is cool, though. Congratulations on finishing your first short story. It's really that's really awesome. I can't say what my first actual short story was, although technically my first book I wrote was a short story. It was 30 pages handwritten back to back. And at the age of 8 years old, that's pretty impressive. And it was a book for me. But of course, it's really just a short story. That's all it is. It's been a good writing day for Lady Lazarus. Yeah. I hope I am too. I did really well last night on my insomnia stream that I popped up and did. I did better than I expected to do, that was for sure. And I haven't been doing too bad this one. It's just this whole chapter has been problematic for me. And, frankly, I'm just, again, I only really started writing again, really, really writing and scheduling it and being productive and really treating it like a job again since the beginning of the year. So I just struggle more than I'm used to struggling, and that bothers me because I've been writing for 30 years, and I usually don't struggle. Widow Wright's got 179 words. Good job. Not sure what to do now. Do I have a video or advice on what to do next? Typically, I don't deal in short stories very much. I mean, I write them occasionally, but most of the time I use them as writing exercises. So my recommendation would be to put it away for, I'd say, a week. Just kind of forget about it. Don't think about it. Work on something else. Do something else for about a week, and then go back to it and do your rewrites for your second draft of the story. Basically just like a novel, although I tell people to put their novels away for more than a week. Usually I tell people to put their novel away for a month and not think about it. But I think for a short story, a week would be more than enough. I think on average I do a week or 2 weeks when I put down when I finish a short story for the first draft, and then I go to do the second draft. So that would be my recommendation. I should do a video about like the in between drafts. What do you do? So that's a good idea. Thanks for that idea. I'm gonna write that down somewhere. I got all this crap in my way. Video. Okay, I have that written down now. So, I'm at the big battle, if I hadn't told everybody where I'm at in mine at the current moment. And it's where the antagonist is like beating the crap out of my protagonist. And I've got to figure out how to get the saving moment, or the turning point. I got to figure out how to get the turning point in there. And that's what was kicking my butt on it. Andrew T., the rhythmic scheduled type of writing can be more difficult for me, but I found the results efficiency are far greater. Yes, I am definitely a typist when it comes to everything. I haven't handwritten anything for quite a while. And when I do write things down, it's usually just really quick notes or, really quick notes, or like 2 or 3 lines of a story, and that's about it. Typing, much better, and being scheduled, much better for me than just kind of randomly doing things. Oh, it is completely, oh, that's right, you were editing it. Duh. I know that. If I wasn't so sleep deprived, I might have remembered it. I might not have remembered it too, but I probably would have remembered it. Okay, so now you got to start querying. You got to start querying places to send it. Get an idea of different magazines or different publishers that you want to submit it to, that maybe have anthologies that they're looking for whatever particular genre it falls into. And then start querying for it. That's what comes next. And really don't take any time. Start querying immediately, because it takes time to get stuff accepted. All of my short fiction are in anthologies, and book anthologies can take quite a bit of time, because it's just like putting together a regular book. Magazines take less time, of course. And I've never actually had a story published in a magazine, so I don't know about that particular route of going for publishing. Like I said, all of mine have been in a book anthology format, but you definitely should query, and query right away, because that takes time. And querying sucks. Everybody hates it. There's nobody that likes querying. Ritter Wright says that their current project was kind of an accident. Their male and female MCs were originally a character's parents. It started with how their daughter was an outcast because her birth was super weird, and I've just worked backwards from there. That's cool. So you're almost doing like a. Oh well, no. I mean, So are you going to write it from the daughter's birth? like the outcast daughter's birth? Are you going to write that story too, or are you just decided just to work it backwards and that this is a better story to tell? Because either way, it's, kind of interesting. And now my curiosity is piqued. I want to know what was so weird about her birth that made her an outcast. That's interesting. You are very welcome. You're very welcome, Dick. Yeah, querying. I usually, if I have a project that I think I might want to place somewhere, a short fiction project that I think I might want to place somewhere, I usually start researching the places that I'll want to query fairly early, but I also keep a spreadsheet of all of those, like what genres, who they're accepting are, what they typically accept, and then all I have to do is go back, excuse me, and then all I have to do is go back and see if anything has changed, or if they're accepting submissions at that time. And Jace is passing through on the bed, on the way to bed, to drop a like. Thank you. I appreciate it, Jace. I really appreciate it. It's like an accidental prequel, sort of. The daughter's story will probably come after this one is done. Okay. That's a great way to build a series. Is you start with one, and then you introduce them within that story so that you get people emotionally invested in the story and in the MC, and then you switch point of view to a new MC with a new story. Lots of series do it, and it's a really great way of transferring your emotional investment from one book / story to the next one. All right, it's time for another sprint. It's time for another sprint. Okay, that was really dorky and everything, but you know me, I'm pretty dorky. So let's say we did 20 minutes this last time. Let's do a 15-minute sprint this time, and we will do a 25-minute sprint after that. Course, with a 15-minute sprint, I gotta go find the timer that I want to use. "15 minutes. Gonna put 15 minutes on the clock. 15 minutes on the clock." Here we go. Maybe. All right, so 15 minutes for this one. I'm getting there, Andrew T. I promise. My computer is just ridiculously slow once it splits between the multiple monitors. Not like YouTube is ever like lickety split. Sometimes it's takes forever to load stuff, but all right. Get ready to get started. I'd love to do a countdown at this point too, but apparently it's having a really tough time loading this timer. There we go, and sprints. All right, how did everybody do? I really struggled with this one. It doesn't look like I was struggling. It looks like I got 182 words. So that was pretty good, but then I got stuck. So I had to turn to the side, and I've got a little pedal machine that normally I keep under my desk, but the kittens they knock it over when it's under my desk, but they leave it alone if it's out on the floor. I don't know. They're kittens. They don't have any kind of rhyme or reason to them. So I decided I would go ahead and maybe get my blood going, pumping, and then be able to get going. So I pedaled on that for just a little bit, which if you happen to look up and wonder what I was doing, that's what I was doing. I also learned a very valuable lesson during this particular sprint. If you are sleep deprived and running solely on caffeine and strength of will, and force of will, it is not a good idea to close your eyes to imagine a scene a little clearer, or really focus in on a scene and really walk through the action sequences in it. It is not good to close your eyes to do that, because I found myself almost nodding off twice during that sprint. So that was pretty bad. But again, I am sleep deprived. So, look, looks like Double A joined us. Good to see you, Double A. And Kat is back, had a weekly phone call with Dad. That's a good thing. Talking with your parents on a regular basis, maintaining a schedule to do that, is really a good thing. Clara did 206 words and did some research. Yep, I'm still making excuses. It's really hard to stop procrastinating once we start procrastinating. Once we make the conscious decision to focus everywhere but, it's almost impossible to focus on that one thing. It's there and you keep circling back to it, but it's impossible to not focus on it for some reason. So what I do, if you want my 2 cents, Clara, when I find myself procrastinating like that, and especially if it's here and I'm on one of the sprints, I will take an entire sprint and not do anything, do nothing at all for the whole sprint. Don't click on anything, don't move anything around, just do nothing at all for the whole sprint, and tell myself that the absolute next sprint, there's no research, there's no nothing. I just keep telling myself that over again. This very next sprint, I have to write, there's nothing else to focus on. And I tell myself that over and over again. And it seems to help me. I don't know if it's just me in particular and my ADHD brain or what, but Double A has been writing all day, so starting to get a bit burnt out, but this stream's going to keep you going, Double A, keep going. You can do it. I know you can do it. Yeah, I had a pop-up insomnia stream last night and wrote for over 3 hours on that. And then I'm sleep deprived today because of insomnia, and I've been writing but struggling. So I'm starting to feel the whole, hey, you've written a whole lot today, you just didn't do it in one big sit-down chunk. I'm starting to really feel it. But one, the streams keep me going. I love being social with all of you. I love chatting with all of you and just seeing what you're up to and hearing your different ideas on whatever weird shit comes out of my mouth. And the streams really help me do it. So I know we can help you do it. You can power through Double A. And again, like I was telling Andrew T, even if they're bad words, they're still words, and they're good words. That makes them good words automatically, or it makes them better words automatically. Andrew T did okay. Decent objection to divine command theory, but then I forgot halfway. Spent half the time trying to remember my original thought, but I finally remembered after a while. Well, that's good. At least you were able to recall it. I would have been sitting here forever trying to figure out what my original thought was and how I managed to get away from it. but I have really scattered thoughts. So, how about everybody else? How did you guys do? Don't make me come through the computer. Don't make me. You make me be like, how'd you do? Shake it out of you. I'm starting to feel the sleep deprivation. I'm going to keep going, though. Nothing's going to stop me from doing 4 hours of sprints today. But the streams are helpful, definitely. Yes, the streams are helpful. I don't know if it's the sprinting aspect of it or the the social aspect of it, or the balance between the two, or just the hosts themselves. But if that were the case, I should be bored because I'm on my stream, and I'm rarely bored when I'm on my streams. So usually when I'm bored is when I'm procrastinating and don't want to write, and I'm just sitting here going, I'm bored during this sprint. I don't know why I'm bored during this sprint. And I'd be like, oh yeah, it's because I'm procrastinating. All right. So we're going to do 25 minutes this time. And I'm going to see if I can get myself out of what seems to be a corner, but should not be me being painted into a corner, because I outlined this really damn thoroughly several times, as a matter of fact. And I am pretty sure I didn't miss shit. So, gotta see. Already written 2,000 words, but it's already 9, so I'm slowly getting more and more concerned about word count. Because you were wanting word count by a specific time, or a specific word count by a specific time, or just you feel like the day's slipping away. Dick has been looking around, reading what needs to be done, been a all night. Yeah. We'll get some rest. You finished the story and you're already into the query process and you've already started your research on it. So that is pretty awesome. So, get some rest, and hopefully you're able to get some good sleep. And hopefully a little bit later I'm able to get some good sleep. That'll be great. I think right after my stream I'm going to crash. Weirdo writes, so a portion of the marriage ceremony between the MCs involves them taking each other's clothes off. I'd like to take a moment for anyone writing to relationships. Consent, consent, consent. That is so true. That is so true. There should be consent when writing. I just actually put out a video about unhealthy relationships specifically in romance. And it was a really good video to research, and it talks all about surprise kisses and the sleeping kiss and things like that are prevalent tropes in romances, no matter what type of romance. But it all boils down to consent. I mean, so consent, consent, consent. Right. Andrew T is just revved up, man. You are just like, whew, ready to go. Your energy is like flowing through the computer and into me. And I think I'm being sustained by it. I really do. Because every time you're like, let's go, new sprint, let's go, I'm always like, yeah, let's go. All right, so I said we would do 25 minutes this time around. So let's bring up this 25-minute timer. And maybe it won't take 16 years for it to come up this time, although it probably will. So Double A needs some of that energy and is ready too. So, yep, I need all that energy I can get at the moment. All right, so you all can see what I'm seeing and not knowing I'm just like weirdly dicking around or space cadetting out. I'm literally waiting for it to load. Literally waiting for it to load. It's so frustrating. There we go. Oh, I guess sprint. All right. How did everybody do during the sprint? I was still struggling. So even though it was a 25-minute long sprint, I managed to get 119 words. I'm not going to say only, like I said, because they're words. So, but I did really struggle. There were a couple times I had to just stop and like turn away from it for a minute. And there were a couple times I had to stare at it like it was an idiot, like I was an idiot. But eventually I was able to like pull a couple more words out here and there. So not the greatest. I'm also feeling fairly sleepy at this point because I haven't had any sleep. I take that back. I've had some sleep. I just haven't had near enough sleep, apparently. And the caffeine is starting to wear off, I think. Let's see. I'm definitely kind of disappointed with today's, not all of today's, just my afternoon productivity streams with my word count. Nowhere near where I would like to be, nowhere near where I think I should be as far as finishing this stupid chapter, and getting my minimum word count goal of 3,000. Actually, I should check and see how many words. But I'm pretty positive it's not 3,000. Although, I mean, it does seem like it's an awful lot. I can't seem to find where I started. Which is weird. Oh, I guess I'm closer than I thought. Okay, that's cool. 2,971 words. So I will have met the 3,000 word mark here as long as I can do 29 words in the next sprint. I'm pretty sure I can. I'm pretty sure I can pull that out. Andrew T. still struggled, got 132 words, small progress, still progress, exactly. You and I are totally in sync today, like still struggling, but still getting the words, slowly but surely. Sometimes that's just what it's like as a writer. It's just like pulling teeth to get it, in any semblance of the language we're trying to write it in. Double A got 300 words for a slow scene. Nice. So I think we'll be able to pull off doing another sprint before the end of the stream. We could do a 20-minute sprint coming up before the end of the stream, and that way we still have a chance to like chat just a little bit before the very end of the stream. Does anybody remember anybody that's been here since the beginning or near the beginning, remember how many sprints we did this time? Because I do not. I do not remember how many sprints we did this time. I feel like a lot. I feel like we did a lot of sprints. Come on. Would love to do another 20 minute. There we go. Come on. Oh, it's killing me how slow it is. Well, eventually we will do a 20-minute sprint. Well, sprint! All right, how did everybody do? I struggled far more than I should have that time, and I really feel my fatigue hitting me for sure. I did surpass 3,000 words because I managed to pull off more than 29 words this time. Not by very many, but I did manage to pull off more than 29 words. So I did surpass 3,000 for the day. I'm officially at 3,047 words. So I'm pretty excited with that because, you know, I managed to meet my minimum for Camp Nanowrimo. My minimum goal count was going to be 3,000. And so I just met that. So I'm well on the way to my maximum goal count, which I was hoping to be around 10,000. But none of that is going to happen if I don't figure out how to better describe this scene. And I think I'm just missing more sensory detail. But yeah, I'm going to have to figure out how and where to put it in and not slow down the pacing too much, because the pacing is perfect where it's at the moment. It's really rapid fire, so I'm going to have to figure out where I can put in some more sensory detail, because otherwise it's reading really boring to me. And if I'm bored by reading it, I'm going to write it bored. And then even when I go back and edit it later, it's going to be like hard to get. It's hard. It's like boredom is just like, it just stains our writing. It just like stains the actual writing that we put out there because it automatically bores us. So no matter how it bored us the first time, so no matter how many times we see it, it's just automatically going to bore us the next time, I think. Andrew's saying, as long as I got something done, even if small, I feel good. It's definitely better than doing nothing or beating myself up. That is very true. I always have to remind myself that professionals stick to the schedule while amateurs let life get in the way. This would be like the best advice this is the best advice that anybody can give new writers. That if you want to be professional and you want to take your craft seriously, then you got to stick to the schedule. You just gotta have the discipline to stick to the schedule. Granted, we write about life, so we still have to experience it, but a good writer knows how to, or a good professional knows how to make sure that there's a good balance between the two, between life and writing. Okay, no problem. Thanks, Eva. I want to say we did like 6 sprints today, maybe even 7. I don't know. We bounced around all over the place with how long each sprint was. So, hey, Autumn, good to see you. Glad that you're here. You're kind of coming in at the tail end of the sprint. We could conceivably get like a 10-minute sprint in before the end of the stream. So, not sure if y'all want to do a 10-minute sprint or if you just want to sit here and talk and have me talk at you for the last 15 minutes. I somehow doubt anybody wants to do that because I am so scatterbrained right now. I really need to sleep, but I also really need to eat again. So we will see. We'll see which one wins out, if my hunger or my need for sleep wins at this case. So Andrew T. finished revising the first half of their chapter. It wasn't much, but at least I did something. Nope, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. I did more words than I thought I was going to do for sure. But because I was not actually honestly expecting to be able to do another 1,000 words, but I did another 1,000 words. So I met my 3,000 word count. So I'm really freaking excited about that. And my chapter isn't done, but it's just the finalization of a couple of things, like a few more paragraphs, and then the chapter itself will be done. I just got to figure out what goes into those few paragraphs first. Autumn was just saying hi, and yeah, I'm a little sleepy. I had insomnia last night that I was fighting with, and it was a long day yesterday and just a lot going on. And so I am pretty tired because I managed to get a couple of hours of sleep after my insomnia pop-up stream last night, and then also like going over and being on Dick Moonstruck's in his chat for a while on his, and then I had to like force myself to go to sleep to get those couple of hours. But yeah. Today and the really early in the morning was awesome. Thanks for today. You are very welcome, Weirdo Writes. I'm glad that, you hung out with me. I don't expect people to necessarily like always tune in and hang out with me just when I don't have my regular live stream. So it's like I'm grateful for everybody who hangs out with me when I do these off rando hours. Okay, so let's go ahead and do, I hate to say let's do a 10-minute sprint, because I'm going to spend 5 minutes, I feel, of that 10 minutes just pulling up the stupid video to share a timer. Because that is how my luck is going with the second screen today. Oops. Andrew saying, up to me. They're pretty wiped out. Manage one more 10-minute session. Give me a chance to write some flashcards for a few minutes. You can do that, or I think what I'm going to do during my 10-minute session, during my 10-minute session, that I'm going to do my stretches. I always do like a cool down type of stretch, especially after I've been writing for a while. And then that way my carpal tunnel doesn't bother me too much and everything. But the screw it, we're not gonna do another 10-minute. We're just not going to. It's gonna take too long for this stupid thing to even come up in the first place, and it's gonna end up taking up all the time to chat. So okay, let's go ahead and do some stretches, because might as well, since we have just a few minutes to kill, and it'll make everybody feel a little bit better. So everybody raise your arms up over your head and just stretch with your fingertips as high as you can. And then bring your arms down beside you and stretch with your fingertips as far as you can. Okay, now bring your right arm across and hook it. And remember to hook it not right at the elbow, so that you can feel the stretch. And then do the opposite. And feel the stretch. Now roll your shoulders backwards. And now roll your shoulders forward. Do this at whatever pace you need to do it at or want to do it at, just to get limbered up, because we've been sitting here for 4 hours. All right, now lean your head to the left and bring your hand up, and don't press, just lay your hand on top of your head. And And do the reverse to the right. Remember, don't pull. Just lay your hands on top of your head. And release. And then roll forward, dropping your chin. Then roll backward. Forward. Backward. It's on my face. Anyway, I'm gonna do a few of those. I'll probably, once I end the stream, I'll probably get up and do a couple of leg stretches or some real light stretching yoga for a few minutes before I let myself lay down for what will probably turn into being an epic nap. I know it's going on 8 o'clock Eastern time, but it's only 5 o'clock my time. And so I know that if I lay down, it's going to be the nap that turns into me just going to bed kind of a thing, which I'm really hoping not. I would like to hang out with my partner a little bit after this. That would be a nice thing. Maybe pet the animals, maybe enjoy my nice new house. But probably going to end up being because I need a nap at this point. But no matter what, I did not let fatigue overcome what I wrote today, and I managed to make my goal, my Camp Nano minimum goal that I set for myself. So I've already won Camp Nano, and it's 5 days in, because that's how flexible Camp Nanos are, and that's what I love about them. Thanks, Andrew. I think it's a pretty good idea. I forget how I'll sit here for 6 or 8 or even 10 hours writing, and that I haven't really stretched anything and I haven't really exercised anything other than, getting up to go to the restroom or getting up to go get food or whatever. And I should really stretch some things every so often. So plus it always just makes me feel a little more awake for a couple of minutes. And all right, so we just have a couple of minutes left to the end of the stream. I want to say thanks for everybody hanging out with me today and doing this Camp Nano 4-hour write-in. And it helps keep me motivated. It helps keep me moving. It helps me meet my goal, my minimum goal. So I'm super excited about that. And thanks for hanging out with me today. You all know who I am. I am BC Brown. This is my channel, BC Brown Books. I am a hybrid published author of 8 titles, and I post how-to tutorial videos every Monday and Wednesday on better marketing, better writing, and better publishing. And I also host my regular live stream, which is every Friday from 3:30 till 5:30 p.m. Eastern time. If you want to help support my channel, of course, make sure you get weird with my subscription and my notification buttons, because I do pop-ups like this on a fairly regular basis, but it is really random on when I choose to do them. And so you want to make sure that you get notified that I am going to be going live, kind of a thing, because I'm fabulous and you can't miss me when I'm here. This is all there is to it. Good. I'm glad that the stretch worked for you, Andrew. You are very welcome, Autumn. I'm glad that you had fun, Andrew. I'm glad that you and I were able to struggle but still pull off some word count and everything. So Again, thanks so much for hanging out with me. If you want to help support my channel, like I said, go ahead and subscribe, click the notification bell. You can also check in my links down below if you want to support me other ways with exclusive content that you get behind the scenes of my channel and different helping me choose my content that I actually provide. You can do that down at my Patreon, or of course, if you just want to get weird and have some cool swag, there I have a merchandise store down there as well, talking about all the finer points of being a big old weirdo. So thanks so much for hanging out with me, and we will, get weird about words with each other another time coming up.